What is reverse due diligence? Anyone here knows what is a reverse due diligence? Internal assessment, Shrestha, prepare documents, self-DD. Right, it is a doing a due diligence on your own organization. Very good. Right, some of you know this.
Hi everybody. So simple thing. You have to have any startup is interested in what raising money to scale. This is number one concern of a startup, and this is number one example of good paid work that you can do. Okay, when it is going to raise money, what is it going to have? It's going to have an investor conduct. We showed you the layers, right? The steps in an investment transaction. So one of the first things that happens after the transaction is structured is the due diligence. Now a startup wants to be prepared. Something strange should not come up when an investor is doing the due diligence. Do you remember, how many of you remember that due diligence starts after the term sheet is issued? So due diligence starts after term sheet is issued. Is the term sheet binding? Is the investor going to be forced to invest? Is the investor going to be forced to invest? Cannot be forced to invest. Very good. Now look at what is going to happen. If the investor has issued a term sheet, it's a very joyful moment for a startup entrepreneur. Okay. And then the investor starts due diligence and finds out that, oh my God, the founder hasn't even incorporated a company. Or they find out that there is a 1 crore loan pending from friends and family, and that's not even on the books, meaning that the founders took loans of total 1 crore from different sources and they have not accounted for it, and they are going to investor to take 1 crore investment. Okay, now these, what if this happens? If the investor finds these things, they may negotiate the do you know what will happen if they find out these things by surprise? The deal may be off the table also, or they may just reduce the valuation by a big amount. All of this will be catching the founders unprepared. They will hate this. So what you will tell a startup entrepreneur is, let me help you prepare for investment, let me help you be due diligence ready. You go ahead, you find the investors, you make the pitches. I will ensure that your business is safe and ready to take the investment. Now, the thing is that ordinarily many startups at this stage, at the angel round, they don't have a lawyer sitting inside. Okay, they cannot afford a lawyer. Okay, so they would have by default many things that are not happening properly, and they will love the idea that you are willing to help them out. They will love it. You're getting it? They will be happy that some lawyer has come. You will be an angel for them. Okay, the other angel is the angel investor, but you will also be an angel. Okay, that you are going to help them do this. So when you're going to do that, now how to do it, you have to learn, right? And you're going to do exactly the same thing that the investor's lawyer will do after the investor has decided to put money into the startup, which means that you need to do the whole due diligence, except that you are doing it for the startup itself and you're not doing it for the investor. So you are actually playing devil's advocate for the startup, being the investor's lawyer in a fictitious way. Okay, finding all the loopholes. Now, one more exciting thing about the due diligence. Okay, if you're doing a reverse due diligence, it's not one piece of work. If you know how to do this, you will find out what you will find out gaps that are there. Maybe 3 4 contracts are missing. Maybe some companies act filing is not done. Okay, maybe some IP is not registered. So if you are a good lawyer, what are you going to do? You are going to, what are you going to do if you find out all these gaps? See, if you were an investor's lawyer, you would have said, boss, these are the problems, we don't know whether, you can decide how to get this rectified. These are the action points. They should do this, they should do this, they should do this. Investor's lawyer won't do anything else. As a startup's lawyer, you have more options. Okay, you will fix the gaps. Exactly, that means you have got more legal work. Okay, now as you are keeping on doing this, all work is not going to be free. So this is going to give you real experience. And second, it is going to lead to a payment at some stage. So maybe you do the reverse due diligence for free. And then for every contract and every action that you fix, you can charge some money. Okay. And if you're doing a good job, any startup would be really happy to pay you, some compensation for this. Okay. And then what happens one day, very soon, like in the next 2 to 3 months, you will have, or maybe 4 months, you will have the startup raising investment. So say they got a term sheet. Okay. Then what will they say? They will tell you, please review this term sheet for me. Then the investor's lawyer starts doing the diligence, and they will also issue a shareholders agreement after that. So what will the entrepreneur do? They will say, you have been my lawyer all through. You please help me protect my rights. I want you to help me negotiate the term sheet also. And I want you to help me review the shareholders agreement also. Okay. Now that is the big example. So if you know one piece of work, and any startup is going to face this, I talk to people who do litigation work, who do technology work, but where they get themselves stuck. Every time they get a new client, the new client says, please help me, I've got a term sheet from an investor, can you help me do this? And lawyers say, no, I don't do this work, and they are losing clients every day.